In this module, we will discuss the business case. Before we start a project, we need to decide if we really want to start this. It can be to solve a problem, or sometimes it is just a necessity to do the project. And often there is an opportunity the organization wants to seize. Basically, we start a project when it's in line with our strategy. And then we get a benefit-cost trade-off in which we decide whether to start or whether to stop. We start with a project proposal. Sometimes it's a written document, sometimes it's just an idea that is being vocalized. A project delivers something, whereby an organization becomes more capable, whereby the benefits of the organization increase. So here we have the three parts of a rocket. The delivery makes an increase in the capabilities of the organization, and because of that, the organization can harvest benefits. This consideration, whether to start a project or not, is done by a senior manager or the project sponsor. And his or her primary thought is, the primary question is, how much does this project contribute to our strategic objectives? Projects need to be in line with the overall organizational strategy. We are now talking about a cost-benefits consideration. Let's look at the cost part. There we need to do an assessment of the effort that is necessary, the financing that is needed, and the people that are available, and also, of course, the finances that are available. After the costs, we need to study the benefits. We need to do an assessment of our competitive position, the laws and regulation that affect this project, and of course the revenues. But that's not all. There is another important aspect that we need to look upon, and that is the uncertainty. We need to assess the uncertainty on our project. We need to look at the risks that there are in the business case, the opportunities we have, and the underlying assumptions in every calculation that we have made in the business case. We will look at the costs, the uncertainty, and the benefits throughout the whole duration of the project. We look at it when we decide to schedule, to make our project management plan. We will look at it when we decide, based upon the first project management plan, to start with the project. We will look at it when we accept the project. And in between, we will look at the end of each stage if we want to proceed with this project. And we always look at these three things: cost, uncertainty, and benefits. Now we have the document, the business case, in which we describe the why we are doing this project. And the essence is that everyone understands it. That's why we put a business case into a document. And also that during the project we have something to which we can refer when we need to make an important decision. So we will never forget why we are doing this project. Depending upon the project, but a business case could have a format like this. We start with a management summary, then we describe the project. In this description, we write down the scope and the place of the project within the organization, the products and the services that are being delivered in this project. Perhaps we do an industry and a market analysis to compare ourselves with other typical organizations like us. We look at our commercial policy if it's a commercial product, our operational policy if we need to change things about that, the laws and regulations that govern this project, and the relationships and overlap with other projects that are currently running in the organization. After describing the project, we make a goal versus benefits comparison. How are the benefits contributing to the overall goals of the organization? We will do a financial analysis, an investment appraisal. We describe the approach. Are we going to do it with our own people, or is it a buy decision? The risk and the assumptions that are on the project, and the critical success factors that really need to be fulfilled in order to make this project a success. We will see that during the executions, the cost will rise and the uncertainty will decrease, because the further we come in the project, the more certain we know what will happen. And the benefits, they will rise also, but they are lagging a little bit behind the costs. Every stage we make a go, no-go decision, and we do that based on the business case document. So we have a go, no-go on the next phase, on the final phase, and of course at the end of the project we decide if we really have received or if the project has delivered what was agreed upon at start. Now, the business case is the document that is used for all the important decisions during the execution. We always refer to the business case. When necessary, we change or amend the business case as long as the business case reflects the actual situation. After delivery, the project manager is discharged, and we start using the things that are delivered in the project. Now the benefits will be harvested. One thing that we need to take into account are the assumptions that were made when drafting the business case. We need to look at them, because if these assumptions are not valid, and now we are actually in the future, then we need to reconsider what we are going to do. We need to hand over the support and the use, maintenance and support, but also the achievement of the benefits. They need to be handed over to the line organization. And we need to adjust things when necessary. But this is something that is done by the line organization. The business case is the binding document throughout the initiation of the project, the execution, and afterwards we need to look at the business case if we really have done a good job in forecasting what would happen.